We're live.
Wow, we're live after 14 days.
Yeah, it's been a long one, guys. We've missed you.
It's been a fortnight without you.
Is that how long a fortnight is?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I used to know that at one time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I did. Back in the social studies days with the Gettysburg Address and shit. Oh, no, that's a score. Score. 7
I
years
was
ago.
gonna keep staring at you until you made it make sense that you learned about fortnights and social studies.
We'll keep that in there.
So that
It's like, when do they talk about fortnights? Like Shakespeare?
I don't know.
It's been a fortnight.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it's been a fortnight. It's been 7 years since we've been here on the floor of this room.
It seemed like it.
It did.
Yeah.
It seemed like a very long time. And now here we are.
I'm a little rusty.
At one of our last weeks on the floor of my room before we moved to the pod dungeon.
Yes.
Which is what I've decided it's called.
I love it.
Thank you. I thought it had a ring.
Yeah, for mysterious stuff.
And Twitch streams.
Oh, shit.
You're welcome. I just referenced you over there in the corner, not asleep yet.
Yet.
Emphasis on yet. It's okay. You guys moved yesterday. It was a very long day.
Yeah, it was a very long day.
It would be very understandable.
But we doing it. So, I'm Meara.
I'm Morgan.
And we are Mysteriosities.
I was wondering how long the pause was going to be because it kind of just seemed like it was going to be a long one. So we were feeling, like I said, we were moving boxes, and by that I mean I moved one box yesterday, and that's all. But I unloaded boxes, which is
it was very
more
helpful.
Important. But
she also unloaded my candle box,
which
I organized them beautifully.
I just want to say that I packed the candle box, and I smelled every single candle, and then I unpacked the candle box, and I smelled every single candle, as if I hadn't done that 16 hours before. I needed to smell them twice.
I mean, they're candles. That's what you're supposed to do.
Anyways, the gist is we weren't feeling like we wanted to do an alcoholic beverage today because y'all probably still have unpacking to do. And I just didn't feel like it. So we just made like a little Shirley Temple action.
And it's very good.
Some, maraschino cherries in there. And it's quite refreshing. And it's so freaking nice out.
It is.
It's like kind of a vibe, to be honest.
It's beautiful. And then it's going to get cold again because this is Ohio.
I don't want to talk about it.
And we only have 2 seasons, I'm convinced. It's summer and winter. There's no in between.
No, there really isn't.
There's maybe like 2 days where the leaves fall and then it's like winter!
Yeah, that's how it works.
So, and I'm also really excited because I sat out on my front porch this morning. Not front porch, back porch.
New back porch.
And we're going to start a garden, me and Morgan.
Yeah.
Even though it's not her apartment.
No.
But she's going to be my
gardener. Even though
she has a black thumb.
Yeah, I kill every plant that I've ever owned.
She's going to help me pick them out.
My friend gave me an aloe plant. Aloe plants are really easy to take care of, and I killed it in a week. They're supposedly... I told her that I killed it, and she said, those are really easy to take care of. And I said, well, it's dead now.
But she's a good cat mom.
Yeah, and
they are all still living.
They are alive, but I'm going to try to be a better gardener, too.
Okay, I'll help you.
I think we should plant vegetables.
Okay.
And fruit.
I want to get zucchini.
I want to get strawberries. Strawberries grow on the ground, right?
Ew, I hate strawberries.
Oh, right. Fuck.
Okay.
I just feel that's a really good plant to plant in the ground.
We're bantering too much.
Oh,
let's just jump in.
Okay. Okay, you're right. We're jumping.
All right. So, this is my episode, and
sure is.
I decided I was going to talk about Robert the doll.
When I say I've been so excited about this for 14 days, We got in a 3-day fight when we canceled last week.
That's
because
true.
I was so mad that I didn't get to hear about Robert the doll on Sunday that I gave her the silent treatment for a day and a half.
She did.
But we're
everything's
fine now.
fine.
We're fine now.
We're cool.
And now we get to hear about it. So
yeah, and thank you to my mom who told me about this, because it ended up being pretty interesting to research, and it was pretty creepy.
Yeah, so I have heard about Robert the doll. I already told you. I listened to, and That's Why We Drink episode about Robert the doll, where Em talked about him and his creepiness.
Yeah.
But I also have such a bad memory that
You don't remember all the details.
yeah, like I already forget half of what was said in that episode. So
Yeah, fair. So, all right, let's just get started.
I'm
so,
ready.
we'll start in the beginning, like we do.
Yes, good. That is
So-
chronological and correct.
Robert the doll's story began when he was gifted to a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto in 1904. So, just forewarning, I'm going to be calling the little boy Gene, because that's what he goes by, because he named his doll Robert. So, to, X out the confusion, we'll call him Gene.
Okay, thank you. I would get confused by that.
Yeah.
I know I would.
So, some claim that Gene was given the doll as a gift from his grandfather in 1904. But then others say that he was given the doll by one of the family's young Haitian maids who actually hexed the doll because of some wrongdoing in the family.
I actually heard about that, and I heard the wrongdoing, I think, was she got, fired or something.
So, if you've never seen or heard about Robert the doll, I'll give you a description of him. And we'll also post on Instagram.
I will reluctantly do that. I really don't want his picture on our Instagram, to be perfectly honest with you, but I will do it.
We will write a letter to him, because that's what people do, but I'll get to that later.
Okay, yay.
So, Robert the doll is noticeably handmade, stuffed with straw, and he's vaguely human looking. Not like a regular doll you would think about. So he's kind of got, because it's vaguely human looking, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah, I remember what he looks like, and a vaguely human is exactly what I would use to describe him,
true.
to be honest.
He stands about 3 feet tall and weighs about 6 pounds, so he's large. He's a large doll for a child, because most kids aren't.
6 pounds doesn't seem like...
Well, I mean,
How
the
tall?
weight, 3 feet tall.
Okay, yeah. I kind of my brain skimmed over that part and went
Yeah.
to the weight, and I was like, oh, it doesn't seem that
His
bad,
eyes are hard black beads. He has short blonde hair. His nose looks like just a pair of pinholes. So I'm thinking like Voldemort.
and I will say...
He has no nose.
I will say, I think I heard it was Gene's hair, too.
It could have been, because
I heard that
the
it was.
obsession is real.
I heard that it was his hair that was used to make the doll. I don't know
Could
if that's factual, but
He is covered in brown nicks that look like scars, which...
Voodoo doll.
That's creepy to me. He is in a sailor suit that actually once belonged to...
A sailor.
the boy.
Oh.
Robert. Gene.
Not a sailor.
No, not a sailor.
Okay, sorry.
It was Gene's outfit, but I actually have a picture of Gene in that outfit that he ends up putting on Robert the doll.
I hope he washed it first.
I'm
just saying it might be a little bit unsanitary. You know, kids like to poop their pants. I don't.
That's true.
I just thought.
Maybe that's why the doll's so mad. He's like, I
would
gotta
be
live in
pissed, too.
shit-stained pajamas.
Couldn't even
sailor
get. I got
pajamas.
hand-me-downs with skid marks on them. You couldn't even get me new clothes.
That's why.
I'm saying it could
I
be.
feel like we're gonna get cursed. Okay.
We're on his side.
Yeah, Robert, we're on your side.
Why would he curse us for being on his side?
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. I know.
Okay, so, and Robert is holding a creepy-looking toy dog, or a lion.
doggo.
Some people say it's a lion. Some people say it's a dog. That's how weird this thing is.
Is it in the picture? Any
Yeah.
pictures of him?
Mhm.
What do you think it is?
So I thought it was a dog because that's what I first read. But then somebody said a lion, and I was looking at it. It kind of looks like it has a little bit of a mane.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
I will ponder when I look at it. And
But
see.
this toy that he's holding has huge eyes and a long tongue hanging out of its mouth.
Well, lions don't hang their tongues out of their mouths.
That's
like
true.
that. That's a very dog thing to do.
Yeah.
Because cats don't
true.
do that either unless they're being real weird, like
Minerva
yesterday.
Oh, she was so stressed out from the move, and she was panting something fierce. I felt so bad.
I think it's so funny that, like, dogs will just vibe and do whatever. You can move a dog. You can take dogs on trips. If you try to take a cat on a freaking weekend vacation, it would take 3 days for them to forgive you for being in a house they've never seen. And then you'd leave, and then they'd be mad again.
It's true.
Wild.
And granted, Minerva is our most dog-like cat.
Yeah.
And so she forgived us, really. Forgived? Oh my God. Come on, Meara, speak English. She forgave us very quickly.
She did. That's good.
So anyway, the legend of Robert the dog.
The legend.
It's said that he is haunted by a malevolent spirit.
Or a daemon.
Yeah. I think it's a daemon.
It's a daemon.
Channeling Elena.
Oh no, I kind of have to poop.
Oh God.
It's okay.
It's that chorizo.
I know. I'm fine.
Okay. No. If you have to have a poop break, it's fine.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll keep you updated.
Okay. Just say sailor suit.
How is that the code word? Okay, that's
in the middle of this episode, Morgan's just gonna be like,
sailor suit.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. It's good to have a code word.
So, the little boy, Robert Eugene Otto, who owned the doll, used to blame all of his mischief on the doll. And that's kids being kids. Like, I didn't do it. He did.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a thing.
But the first time anything happened with the doll was said to be when Gene was 10 years old. It's said that he woke up one night with Robert the doll at the end of his bed just staring at him.
I hate doll staring things.
I know. It's so creepy. And he was sitting up on his own. And, like, if he's made of straw, he's going to be a little flimsy, you know?
Well,
I would
don't know.
think.
Can't straw be, like...
Yeah, but not strong enough to sit up on its own. With its legs and stuff dangling.
Okay, I guess so. I don't know.
And as time went on, the evil forces inside the doll began performing more sinister mischief. Even today, people say that if you insult him or talk about him badly or take pictures of him, that he will cause misfortune in your life.
Yeah, and you want us to post a picture of him?
That's why I said...
I guess we didn't take the picture. That's a loophole, right, Robert?
Right.
That's what I would call a loophole.
In our description, we'll write an apology. It's fine.
But does he have Instagram?
He's a malevolent spirit. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
You're right. Instagram is his to control if he wants it to be.
He's probably moving on with the times just like everybody else.
You're right.
Okay, so, but a lot of people have complained that they experienced job loss, divorce, financial troubles, and even sickness from it.
I don't need any of that.
Right. So, Gene fell in love with the doll. He named it after himself and dressed him in his own clothes. He even carried it everywhere with him, even though the doll was about as large as he was. And Gene's parents, this is so weird, would hear him whispering to the doll. Like,
why is whispering weird?
He's whispering to a doll, but then they were like, oh, this is harmless. But then sometimes they would hear a deep voice reply back.
Ooh.
Creepy.
So he'd gone through puberty.
No, he was still a little boy.
Robert didn't go through puberty?
Oh, well, maybe Robert did.
I was talking about not Gene. Gene's a little boy, but Robert.
Okay, maybe Robert did.
Went through puberty.
Okay.
Damon puberty. I don't know if that's any different than the regular kind. Probably not.
The parents also said that sometimes they would hear Robert speak and even see his facial expressions change.
Ooh, don't love that.
Yeah, creepy.
I don't like facial expressions on dolls.
And Gene would talk about the doll like he was just another person, not a doll. Like, Robert did this, Robert did that, Robert said this, Robert said that.
Robert got a C- on our last geometry quiz. He needs a tutor, Mom.
Oh my God. I can't even come back with funny things because that was too good.
I don't even think it was that good.
I thought it was funny.
Okay.
So also strange things began happening at the Otto household. The parents would wake up in the middle of the night and hear their son screaming. And when they would go to check on him, they would find him surrounded by overturned furniture. Just like everything in his room.
Everything?
Just thrown.
Even like the heavy things?
Yeah. Which was physically impossible for him to do himself. Unless, like, he got bitten by a spider and he became Spider-Man or something, you know.
That could be.
Yeah,
you don't know how many Spider-Men that there are in the world.
It's true.
There's lots of spiders.
Oh, God.
Not a lot of superheroes. Doesn't really make sense to me.
Also, as Gene got older, the doll became more malicious and would mutilate his other toys. And he would yell that Robert did it instead of him. So, do we know if Gene did it or Robert did it?
Maybe they should have gotten some security cameras.
In 1904.
Get a Ring camera. Stick it on the wall. It'll solve all your problems.
And also, a plumber who worked in the house said that oftentimes when no one would be there and he was doing repairs, he would hear children laughing.
Children is the plural of child, which means more than one, which means that Robert was laughing, which means that he's a daemon.
Right?
Is that the equation?
He said that he started looking around for the laughing children to see where it came from. And he said that he found Robert in a different location than he was.
He moved.
He moved on his own.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah. He also said that it seemed like anytime Robert the doll would have something in his lap, like something thrown on him or something, he would find that object somewhere else as if it had been thrown.
He'd say, that was fucking rude, and then he would chuck it back.
He's like, don't pretend like I'm a piece of trash and just throw it.
That's like Moaning Myrtle when he's like,
throw a book at me.
I throw a book into Myrtle because she can't feel it. 10 points if it goes through her stomach. 20 if it goes through her head.
That was good.
Like that.
That was really good.
I don't think the points were right on that, but I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it was
It might have been 50 points.
Yeah, but it's fine.
It's a headshot's 50 points.
The point was made.
Yeah, the reference was referenced.
It was valid. Anyway, so Gene grew up and he moved away.
Does.
He studied at the Academy of Fine Arts in Chicago and the Art Students League in New York. Then he went to the Parisian Sorbonne, where he met his wife, Anne.
Was Robert his wingman?
No, Robert was still at his old house.
Oh, okay, he didn't take him.
But Gene ended up moving back to his childhood home, and he took Robert with him.
Oh, good.
It's at 534 Eaton Street in Key West, Florida, in case you were wondering.
Why are you doxing their home like that?
Well, it's actually, like, you can tour it and stuff now.
Oh, never mind on that doxing
He named it the Artist House. And, like, you should see a picture of this house. I have a picture for the Instagram. And it's very, like, I don't know how to describe it. It kind of reminds me of, like, the house on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So now this house is used as a haunted bed and breakfast.
Love that.
Yep. So Gene, when he moved into his old house, he designed a special room specifically
sex dungeon
for Robert.
Never mind, it's not a sex dungeon.
Unless he's doing weird things with Robert.
No, we don't want to go down that road. We're not going to go down that road.
So, Robert he had a special room in the attic for him. And the only reason why he put him there is because his wife's like, if you're going to have this creepy ass doll in my house, you're going to lock him up in the attic. So Gene was like,
I'd be like, you're going to set him on fire.
I'd be like, that thing's not staying in my house.
Like, you're sending it to a resale shop and cursing somebody else, or you're lighting it on fire.
But the room that he designed for Robert specifically had its own furniture, like doll-sized furniture, toys, and a teddy bear just for Robert the doll.
He doesn't need a teddy bear. He
I'd
has
be
a
like,
dog lion.
Divorce?
Like, you could be buying me so many Starbucks with those. Why are you buying doll furniture?
That's so weird.
Think about all of the venti iced caramel macchiatos that I could be drinking with this money. Instead, you're buying doll furniture.
I don't think Starbucks was back then.
Do you agree to disagree? I think it was.
So, allegedly, Robert the doll would find his way out and sit in a chair looking out the window in the upstairs bedroom so that passersby could see him. So he would move himself. He's like, I'm not staying in this locked attic. I'm going to the bedroom.
Dirty.
Kinky. The sex dungeon.
No, it's not a sex dungeon. We already discussed this.
Okay. So people actually would... This is kind of funny. People,
not you laughing about it.
People would avoid walking through that area because they would see Robert the doll just freaking staring.
So would I.
Because they knew he wasn't supposed to be there and he would move.
Speaking of weird things in windows, one time I was walking down to take trash out at like midnight, and I was walking back to my apartment, and somebody had like a clown mask in their car.
Oh, okay, in their car. I thought they were just walking around in a clown mask.
No, but I walked by the car and I was like, oh my god. And then
I would be
really, why? It was really wild. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, okay. And then I just
maybe they're
walking.
like into ICP or something. Do you know what that is? Insane Clown Posse.
Oh.
The band.
I
okay.
thought we were talking about something else.
No. Anyway.
Moving on.
So local people swore that Robert the doll would disappear and reappear facing a different direction in that window. They also said they felt as if sometimes his gaze would follow them as they walked down the street. That creeps me.
He was just like
I can just see.
How's your runway walk? Are you gonna audition for America's Next Top Model? No, that's like a 2 out of 10. Moving on.
Or I can just see his head moving slowly,
yeah,
and I'm like, oh.
He's judging their walks.
Yeah. He's just trying to get on America's Next Top Model.
He's like, when Tyra retires, I would be a great judge.
There you go.
He's got to get his practice in.
But Gene was like, this isn't true. People are just freaking out over nothing, you know.
Bro, you locked him in the attic and he's in your bedroom.
Right. He's like, it's not
freaking
true.
out over nothing?
So he went to check, and he knew that Robert the doll was in the attic. And then when he checked the attic, Robert wasn't there. So then he's like, okay, maybe I'll go to the upstairs bedroom. There he was, sitting in the rocking chair.
Being like...
looking out the window, watching
hey,
people's runway walks.
I'm printing these business cards. Can you start handing them out to people if they want to work on their runway walk?
Oh, God.
He's a businessman.
And this happened all the time, apparently. So
it's really weird.
Visitors of the house would also say that they heard footsteps in the attic and items moving.
That's like the problem with putting something creepy in the attic.
Right.
Is like every time you hear something above you, you're like, what the fuck?
Put them in the basement.
That's what I was going to say. Like, at least put it... I mean, basements are creepy as fuck too, obviously. But at least you're not like... You can't blame really noises on it. Like,
right.
You could always be like, well, what the fuck was that?
You can just avoid going down there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you hear like bangs in the basement, like there's still sounds
that would
you
be
could
creepy
hear.
too.
But I don't know. I just feel like you...
Like, I'm just picturing, like, if you had them in the basement, you heard something freaky, so you're like, any horror movie, they'd be like, oh, let's go check this out, because that's a great idea. And then you open the door, and then you, like, see something crawling up the stairs, and just...
Yeah, but like, think about how you get into attics. It's usually those, like, pull-down staircases, and then, like, what's that one horror movie where they, like, pop their head up into the attic, and then...
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of what it was.
I know, I can't think of what movie that was either. I'm, like, really drawing a blank, but they, like, pop their head up into the attic, and then...
Was it Sinister?
No, it wasn't Sinister. I just recently watched Sinister.
That scares me.
I really, like, hot take. I think it's a hot take because I don't hear a lot of people talk about Sinister. I think that's a really good movie.
I think it's so scary.
Like, when people are like, what's like your favorite horror movie, that tends to be what I say because I think it's really good.
I like The Ring.
The Ring is so stupid, though.
I like it.
Like, it's good, but, like, I wouldn't call it, like, scary. Sorry, Samara.
Yeah, she's creepy, too.
I don't even think she's that creepy.
I hate the movements. The movements are what gets me.
That's fair.
Hate it.
She just needs a good hairstylist, and then she'd be fine. She's got good hair.
Let's get you a blowout, girl.
Just think about how pretty she'd look with the blowout. She looks so nice. She's got locks.
So, Jean died in 1974 at 73 years old of Parkinson's disease.
Oh. I feel like we hear
Allegedly,
a lot about
though, Gene spent most of his last days in the attic speaking with Robert.
That's fucking weird. And if I was his wife, I'd be like...
I don't know if I didn't see anything about his wife, like, dying or anything before him or what happened with that. But
maybe she
it says
him.
that that's valid.
If my husband was dying and he was like, hey, I'm gonna go upstairs, and then like spent 6 hours in the attic with his doll, I'd be like, hey, I'm leaving forever. See you later. Like,
yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
I would be like, okay, cool, priorities.
It'd be like
doing freaky stuff with your
mind,
doll in the sex attic. It's fine.
Like, have you ever seen Lars and the Real Girl?
No.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Ryan Gosling movie.
Okay, that's fair.
Anyway,
we know he's good.
So,
I was thinking of Ryan Reynolds. We know Ryan Reynolds is good.
Yeah, we just watched a movie with him.
I don't really have an opinion about Ryan Gosling.
I love Ryan Gosling.
He's like, fine.
I love him. Anyway, he's just multi-talented. So, once he died, a woman named Myrtle purchased the artist's house.
Myrtle, like Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You didn't even know that.
Callback.
Yeah. And Robert the doll ended up living with Myrtle for 20 years. She even brought him with her when she moved.
Well, I wonder why Gene didn't get, buried with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Seems like he liked him enough to be like, get in here, Robert. There's room enough for two.
That's a really good point. I didn't even think of that.
I mean, he liked him a lot. It wouldn't be that weird. I mean, it would be weird, but like, it would be on brand weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on brand weird.
I wouldn't be like, oh my god, he was buried with him? It's strange. I'd be like, no, that tracks. That sounds about right.
So, Myrtle actually had a 10-year-old daughter. And she claimed that Robert was alive and he wanted to hurt her.
Oh, why?
Now, me, as a parent, I'd be like, okay, let's get rid of this fucking doll.
Yeah, because, like, even if your kid's just, like, being a child and being like, oh, and it's not even, they still clearly don't like it.
Right.
If they're thinking that, so get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Then she said she would wake up in the middle of the night and hear her daughter screaming and saying that Robert was moving around in the room, which is creepy. So then she's like, okay, weird shit's happening. I don't want to deal with this anymore. So she donated him in 1994 to the Fort East Martello Museum, claiming that Robert was indeed haunted. The museum accepted the doll, but they thought Myrtle was full of crap.
Well, she's not.
But then, weird stuff started happening at the museum.
Like Night at the Museum.
There you go, museum.
Museum. I knew you were going to say that for some reason. I knew that I said it weird, and I knew that you were going to say something about it. I don't know why.
I just laughed. It's fine. But officials at the Fort East Martello Museum, where Robert the doll remains to this day, figured that the doll was never intended to be a doll in the first place.
Damon.
So
vessel.
They were saying that they tracked his origin, and they found that he was created back at the Steiff Company, which was the toy company who created the first teddy bear.
Okay.
A historian of the Steiff Company told the museum that Robert the doll was more than likely meant to just be a part of a window display of clowns or jesters and not an actual toy at all.
Though then that's going with the origin that he was purchased and not made then.
Right.
Because, there's
right.
the made potentially, and that would be that's basically saying that didn't happen in that
unless
version.
She didn't make it. Maybe it's both. Maybe his grandpa got it for him, and then the maid was like, oh, I'm going to put a curse on it.
Or maybe, yeah, never mind. That's what I was going to
say.
We'll or maybe he bought it, and then she cut Jean's hair off in sleep, and then glued it to the doll.
I'm sure that's what happened.
DIY. No?
Gave him a comb over.
Yeah.
Well, Donald Trump action.
Yeah. Why not?
So, still to this day, Robert the doll has many visitors that travel to see him on display. Fans and fearful believers even send letters directly to him. Some are praying to him, and some apologizing to him for looking at him wrong or laughing at him, claiming that he cursed them. Which we are not doing.
As is his right, to be honest.
Some asking him for advice.
I bet he gives good advice.
Those are the Gene Ottos of the world.
Hey, champ. I have a question. Should I sell in the stock market or should I buy Tesla stock? Answer, never buy Tesla stock.
Some even asking him to curse people who have wronged them.
That's just petty.
It is. And one of the employees at the museum claimed that Robert receives 1 to 3 letters every day. So he's pretty popular.
I mean, I don't receive 1 to 3 letters every month.
Or a year.
Barely a year.
That's true.
So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And though you have to, remember that mail is not delivered on Sundays. So.
It's true.
You gotta cut those Sundays out.
No post on Sundays.
I knew that you were gonna do that. No blasted letters today, no sir.
Not one bloody. Okay.
Oh, Uncle Vernon.
So, total since he's got there in 1994, he received around 1,000 letters. That's amazing.
That's it?
That's what it says.
That does add up to 1 to 3 every
Well,
week.
this was probably, the article that I got that in was probably 2016 too. 2015 maybe, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So, and sometimes people will even leave him candy, money, and sometimes people will leave a joint for him.
You know what?
Smoking those doobies.
He deserves it.
They're like, listen, Robert, you need to chill. Here's some weed.
You're like, have a little, just a hit, a small hit.
Take a little toke on me.
Like that California Kush. Is that a thing? I don't know anything about weed. I'm really sorry.
Pineapple Express. So to this day, people say that cameras will often malfunction near him and their electronic devices will stop working. But then when they leave, everything's fine.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to be perceived like that. What if he's having a bad hair day with his comb over?
He's like, this is just not my day.
Yeah, I would like to disrupt pictures when I don't like how I look on a day.
It's true.
I would love if somebody was like, let's take a picture. Be like, yeah, definitely. And then their cameras don't work. And I'm like, oops, sorry. I'm just disrupting.
Too bad.
I'm just disrupting phone signals today. I can't help it.
And the staff at the museum say that his facial expression changes often. And
Always
they
creepy.
often hear demonic giggling.
Now, what exactly is a demonic giggle?
I don't know. I'm not
Like,
going
what's
to
the
try.
difference between a giggle and like a what makes a giggle demonic?
Well, because I would think a demonic laugh is like, wah ha ha ha, you know?
No,
But a
that
giggle
is
is
such
like,
a caricature of a
no, I
demonic laugh.
know, but you know what I'm saying. But giggle is like,
It'd be a giggle.
That sounds
so how
cute.
do you make it demonic?
yeah, that was pretty good.
No, I don't. I think that's a caricature. I can't say that word.
No, I like it.
I think it needs to be more like sing-songy and creepy.
Do it.
I don't think I can.
Okay, wow. That's pretty creepy.
I don't know.
Oh my god, that's the best part of the episode.
I can't. I just want someone to tell me what the difference is. Someone's gonna call something a demonic giggle. I want to know. I want a side-by-side comparison.
Send us your videos.
Please somebody tell me what it do a normal giggle and do a demonic giggle and let me see the
Duet
difference.
this.
This isn't TikTok. Well, we might be posting a TikTok about this episode though.
Oh snap.
So maybe stroll over. I won't promote our socials right now, but maybe stroll over to TikTok because we're going to try to start using TikTok soon.
So let's get into the theories.
Yay, I'm ready.
Some believe that he was placed under a voodoo curse by a disgruntled servant.
Yes. Honestly, probably valid.
There were 2 servants in the family, and they were a married couple, William and Emmeline Abbott.
Okay.
The couple was even buried in the Otto family plot.
Oh.
Emmeline Abbott gave birth to 2 children, and there's speculation that she had an affair with Thomas, Jean's father, and the second child was from him.
Okay.
So, and some things that kind of led to that was in Minnie Otto's journal, which was Jean's mother, there was a lot of talk about her husband receiving a lot of attention from other women.
Ladies man.
Ladies man.
Playa.
Minnie also, when she died, did not want to be buried in the family plot.
Oh.
Which sounds like she was pretty pissed about something.
Like, I want to be buried elsewhere.
Yeah, not with you.
Nowhere near you and your decomposing
But
corpse.
the servants were. They were buried in the family plot, but she wasn't.
A little throuple? A little throuple action?
Maybe.
She's like, I'm not into swinging. Get me out of here in the afterlife.
No swinging today. So people are thinking maybe because the one child dies of hers that they think could have been Jean's half sibling. They said that maybe that is who's haunting Robert. And that's why Jean has such a strong connection with Robert. Because it's actually his half sibling.
Okay.
Another theory is that Emmeline used magic to trap the spirit of her lost child in the doll. So,
Okay.
that people are saying that.
Okay.
Visitors to the museum also claim to have seen an apparition of a 5-year-old female child of mixed race with long brown curly hair, wearing an old-fashioned nightgown hanging around Robert the doll.
They're always wearing old-fashioned nightgowns.
That's true. Have you ever watched Supernatural?
Seriously, their
They always
costume
are.
department went through a lot of nightgowns in their day.
It's true. Samara was wearing a nightgown, too.
It's a lot. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's valid. It's creepy. It's a creepy look.
So one of the caretakers of the artist house in the 1980s also claimed to see the spirit of a little girl sitting by Robert
Okay.
on a staircase, and she appeared angry.
Ooh. She's pissed.
Yeah. And other visitors of the artist house claim that they have seen a female apparition in the garden. Most people speculate that it is Anne Otto protecting guests from Robert.
Oh.
Yeah, so
She said, I'm going to stay here. I got things to do in the afterlife.
she knew how evil the doll was because she was married to Jean.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to protect these people.
She knew how many days he spent up in the attic. You know what I mean?
Doing what he does.
Doing whatever it was he was doing up there.
So here's just a few tales of weird happenings that happened with Robert. Like
Weird happenings that happened.
Yeah, like when people visit him and stuff.
I know, I was trying to make fun of you for saying happened.
No, I know. I was just trying to skim right over that.
I was trying to, say, use a thesaurus.
Have you ever heard of a thought? That's why I can't say it, because I don't know what it is. No, I'm just kidding.
Meara doesn't know what a thesaurus is.
I do. Anyway. Moving on. So first, a couple went on their honeymoon to Florida, and they were like, hey, let's go visit Robert the doll.
Exactly what one does on a honeymoon.
I mean, if you're into creepy shit.
No, I'm not actually even judging.
Yeah.
Valid, to be honest.
After visiting Robert, they lost all of their vacation photos.
Oh.
And their wedding photos.
What?
I'm like, bitch, don't you have that on a flash drive? Maybe they lost it on the flash drive.
Maybe they were walking along the pier, and then the guy was just strolling, and then he tripped over a seagull and went yeah, and then the flash drive was in his hand for some reason,
and then the seagull ate it,
and it flew up into the air, and they're like, oh no, it's gonna go into the water, and then a seagull ate it.
I like it.
I think that's probably what happened.
That's probably what happened, but it was Robert's fault.
Robert's in cahoots with the seagulls. You gotta have an apprentice. You gotta have a sidekick.
On the couple's first anniversary, the couple decided to visit Robert again, but they brought him peppermint candy and just, try to smooth things over with
And
them.
then he cursed him more because you picked peppermint candy out of
butter.
all the candies in the world. You picked peppermint.
And then when showing Robert the candy, the lights flickered out real quick and came back on.
Because he doesn't like peppermint.
They thought it was his way of expressing his thanks.
Oh, I just feel like they could have brought better candy than that.
I like peppermint.
Do you think that it was literally just peppermints or York peppermint patties?
No, I think it was the hard candy.
Then I think that they could have done better than that. That's if I were Robert, I'd be like, come back when you have Godiva. What the fuck do you mean?
Godiva.
You bringing me peppermints? What is this? Olive Garden? You got a little bowl of peppermints outside the door?
Olive Garden has Andy's mints.
I know. I don't know why I said Olive Garden because theirs are so good. What is this? Red Lobster? You got peppermints in a bowl outside the door?
I don't think they have them either.
I don't.
You know what did though? What? Pizza Hut.
What is this? Pizza Hut? Would you grab those peppermints on the way out? You got after a large stuffed crust pepperoni pizza, and then you grabbed those peppermints and brought them to me. You couldn't even give me Godiva. That's what I would say if I were Robert in that situation. And then I would curse their wedding pictures again.
that was
They
lost.
probably got them back, and then I would curse them again. I'd be like, they're gone now forever.
So then there was this other guy. His name... That was so obnoxious. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Robert, that you, bro?
Sorry, I didn't know that straw was going to make such an alarming noise when I drank that.
It was like...
I really didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. I gotta eat my maraschino cherries now.
Lots of the stuff that I would normally edit out, I think I'm going to leave in here because it's kind of funny. Anyway, so David Sloan, who is an author who is doing research for his book about Robert the Doll, which it's a pretty extensive book.
Fun fact, I love the name Sloan, and I'm naming my child it, and no one is allowed to steal it from me.
My old work mom, her niece had a daughter named Sloan.
I said no one's allowed to steal it from me. What?
Well, she was first, so.
I don't think it works like that.
But,
damn it, I can't get this
so he was doing research for his book about Robert the Doll. Are you gonna be okay?
I'm just trying to get this cherry. Oh, come out. Okay, yeah, I'm listening. Okay, Robert Sloan.
Just barely. Okay.
In this book, no, I'm listening.
Yeah, so he's researching his book for Robert the Doll. And a lot of strange things happened while he was doing research.
Uh-oh.
He said that he lost 4 hard drives during this time, and the computer techs who were working on them were able to recover everything except the book manuscript.
Ooh, that is creepy.
The backups of the manuscript also disappeared. Weird.
Robert, why don't you want the fame of having a book written about you?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe he just wants to live his life.
Maybe he was a bad writer. Maybe he didn't know what a thesaurus was.
No, he's a pretty good writer.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know.
A spirit medium also advised Sloan to build a fireproof safe and put all of his valuables in there while he was working on the book.
Honestly, valid.
Smart. Sloan also said that he was pulled from his bed and was levitated in midair.
Not levitated in midair.
Yeah, it's like Paranormal Activity shit.
That's like, yeah, I can't think of another reference, but I knew I had some, but I couldn't think of them. So yeah, it's like Paranormal Activity shit.
For real. So, and then, I'm going to try to say this right.
Okay.
There's a lady. Her name's Jessica Schreckengost.
Okay. Any relation to Shrek from the swamp?
No, it's SCH.
SCH. Okay, different Shrek.
Jessica Schreckengost Nomen, which means to leap or spring. Schreckengost means to leap or spring, but also follows the connotation of jumping in fright. So a lot of times, that's what they would say about people. I forget. I think it's German.
Okay, it sounds German, to be honest. It has German vibes.
So she was the manager of the artist house.
Okay.
And said once she put a bowl of plastic lemons on the reception desk.
And he said, "What the fuck?" And he like knocked
I
them
wanted
off.
Peppermints.
No, he doesn't want peppermints. He can do better than peppermints.
No, but the lemons suddenly started disappearing. Just like one by one.
Also, anyone who uses fake lemons at a museum for decor, I'm judging you a little bit.
Well, it's the bed and breakfast.
Oh, okay, I'm not judging you anymore.
It's the artist house where Robert was.
I forgot about the bed and breakfast part. Never mind. That's pretty aesthetic. That's fine.
The lemons started disappearing, right?
Right.
Guests would find them among their belongings. About a month later, a package was delivered to the place, to the artist house, with no name or note with one of the lemons.
It was just like, let me just give this back.
But I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Then a guest sent a letter to the museum months later claiming to have found one of the lemons in their luggage.
Good.
She claimed that they visited Robert multiple times, but they did not experience anything negative. But during their last visit, they stayed at the artist's house in the room below the attic where Robert stayed. So they're like, correlation, maybe. They decided they wanted to sneak a peek at the attic, taking pictures, hoping they would find something paranormal on camera. The day after, the woman started feeling pain and running a fever. A doctor diagnosed her when she returned home as having shingles. Then, the husband started to feel pain and was diagnosed with kidney stones. They felt like Robert was punishing them for taking pictures in his attic room without his permission. So she sent the lemon back and asked that her apology letter be posted near Robert. She claims that her and her husband their health greatly improved once sending their letter. So they're like, sorry, Robert. Here's your lemon back.
Well, how would you feel if somebody just went into your room and started taking pictures of it without your permission? That's really rude. What if you hadn't had time to clean?
That's true.
Like, I haven't even tidied up. My laundry's still hanging. There's dust particles on
I don't
my
want
doll
you to
furniture.
see
Like,
my
what?
extra shit-stained sailor suits.
Like, I haven't gotten any stain removal from Instacart recently. They were sold out of my favorite Zout cleaning spray, and I haven't had time to do my laundry. Now I'm embarrassed. Do better than sending me a lemon.
So then this is my last tale.
Okay.
Well, kind of. And a half.
Tale and a half.
So another tale is from someone who said that they followed all of Robert's rules. They made sure to tell Robert their name. They asked permission to take a photo. And they thanked him right after. Later that night, their bottom lip swelled to twice its size and developed a terrible rash on both of their arms and hands for a couple of days.
Okay.
They got online to make sure they followed all of the rules, and it looked as if they did. So as they were closing the tab, another one opened on its own.
Oh, you know he's good at technology.
With no title.
You know he's good at technology.
So they went over to it, clicked on it, and on the page, all that it said was, "You did not say where you were from."
Yeah, how is he supposed to send you a lemon if he doesn't know your return address?
That was creepy
That's
to me. I'm like, can you
inconsiderate.
imagine? It's
That is creepy.
And so finally, I had a weird experience.
What do you mean?
When I was doing research.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I was like, when did you go see Robert the Doll without me? I'm
No,
confused.
I didn't go. I was doing research. So when I start my research,
Mm-hmm.
I'll open up a tab, like a Google, on my Google Drive,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll start a doc. And what I do first is I go through and I find all of the sites that I want to use first.
That's what I do too.
Yeah, and I'll paste them on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm ready to actually start doing the research, then I'll click on the links, read, and do my thing.
Right.
And I knew that I put 5 links on there. I absolutely knew it. And then when I went back to do more research, it was all gone. It was completely blank. I'm not even shitting you.
You sure you just didn't lose connection to the internet?
No,
and
I'm
your
sure
Google
because I
document
did it.
saved?
I did it at work.
Shh, don't tell our supervisors.
But yeah, I did it at work, so I know that we had internet connection the whole time. Nothing was wrong with the computer at the time. It was just weird. Just
You
weird.
said you're getting your information from bad sources. I'm gonna need you to do better.
Maybe he wanted me to read David Sloan's book.
No, he didn't like David Sloan's book, remember?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so that's Robert the Doll.
Oh. I love you, Robert. You're very nice
Yes.
and sweet. And I don't judge you for your pants. I just think that Gene should have pooped in things and given them to you. He should have bought you your own outfit.
Yeah.
And I think you deserve Godiva. Not shitty peppermints from Red Lobster
Pizza Hut.
and Pizza Hut. So that's my opinion on that.
I'm a fan of Robert. I think he
Big
means
fan.
well. He just doesn't like to be insulted.
Which, honestly, valid.
Who does, right?
Valid. Because
So.
people are shitty. Literally.
True story.
True.
So
Story.
that's all
Interesting.
for Robert the Doll.
I love it.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was interesting.
14 days in the making.
Yep.
I loved it.
Love it.
So good. So if you are not already following us, we are definitely most active on Instagram. Mysteriosities. We're not spelling it for you anymore because we know that you know how to
Yes.
spell. We believe in you. We're trying to get our Twittering up. I Twitter a fair amount, but we definitely have less followers on Twitter. So if you want to pop on over there, it's very easy to talk to us on Twitter.
True.
We have a Facebook page now. It is Mysteriosities, in case you thought it was a different name. Nope, it's Mysteriosities on that too. We posted. Meara is better at Facebook than I am, so you'll
It's because I'm not
Probably.
good at anything else.
You probably see her over there more than you see me over there, but we are there too. And then, like I said earlier, we're going to start trying to promote our episodes on the TikTok by having short little snippets of, like, what our episodes are about. So if you want to support us on TikTok, you can go over there. If you get there and we have no posts, you can still follow us. I promise we're going to start doing
Yeah.
TikToks, even if you don't see anything there yet. There will be things there eventually.
Spread the word about
Yeah,
us.
so that's the socials. If you haven't, please review us on wherever you listen. We have 5 reviews, but there are no words, so I appreciate you guys and your stars. But if you also want to, like, write something, you could, because I want to read it.
Yeah.
But
We
I do
love-
appreciate everybody who's rated. But if you also want to review and, like, say things, we would appreciate
We
that
love
as
the
well.
feedback.
We do
So-
love the feedback. I do believe you can also rate on most other platforms, but I think it's the easiest to do on Apple Podcasts, to be honest.
Mhm.
So that's all of that. So go do that fun stuff. Go talk to us about this episode and give us ideas and whatnot. Oh, also I made us a YouTube channel, so if you want to listen to it on YouTube, all episodes are posted there. It is just the audio. We are not you're breathing into the microphone.
Just getting really
I
excited.
know, I could tell.
I'm like, oh yeah.
YouTube. Yeah, so we do have them all posted on YouTube too, if that's your jam. It is just audio. She's laughing really aggressively right now.
That was just really funny. Okay.
So you can listen over there. Eventually, if we're feeling frisky, Meara, I don't think she supports the idea as much
What?
of us recording video of us as well.
I mean, you can watch me make all the stupid facial expressions you want.
So
but-
at some point in the future, if you go to YouTube, we might also have video and audio of
once
it.
we get to the pod dungeon.
Yes, we're not even attempting to do that until we're in the pod dungeon, but we will be in the pod dungeon by mid-May. So, yeah, that's all I have for
And
socials.
also, thanks for hanging in there, guys. We apologize for missing last week. That was my doing because I was
Meara's
trying to
fault.
get shit packed and get stuff done and be productive.
But we all know that moving is stressful as fuck. So that's
So,
very understandable.
But we will have some surprises for you coming up in the next month or so.
yes,
So hang in, tune
We're-
in for that.
very excited. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's my hint about the surprises.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram. If you don't, you will miss one of the surprises. You will
Yes.
miss it.
Yep.
Sorry, but it's true.
It's very true.
It's very, very true.
Should we finish in British accents?
I talk in British accents so much at
so
work.
do I. It's
But
weird.
then, like, sometimes when I try to go into it, I can't do it. I get too stressed out.
Yeah.
But I talked so much in a British accent at work the other day that I'm like, half my customers are probably like, is she a British bartender?
Let's do our closing in a British accent.
Okay, but I don't know if I can do it under pressure like that. But we can try. I'll sit up.
Okay. So that's all we have today. And we are... Oh, maybe I should have done that in British.
Yeah, you didn't. I was like, what the fuck? I thought we were doing it in British.
And we are...
Thank you for listening.
Oh.
I'm Morgan.
And I'm Meara.
And we are
Mysteriosities.
I
That was okay.
It was not great. It was okay.